Hi guys, what you're about to see might just be the greatest hidden Bugatti collection on this planet, and somehow it's right here in Europe. Somewhere in that collection is also a Bugatti that once belonged to a famous Hollywood actor, and believe me, you'll know exactly who it is. Just a second, it says previous owner? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn. But here's what I'm wondering, how many cars are actually inside this collection, and will I get the chance to drive any of them? This is edition One-Off, and today we're stepping inside one of the most extraordinary Bugatti collections on planet Earth. Let's go. So here we are. Sjoerd, you are actually the curator and historical expert of the collection.
Yeah.
You are the reason this insane collection actually came to life 3 years ago.
Yeah. No, 8 years ago, but 3 years ago we started with.
You started actually. Okay, with this special project. So
Yeah,
you're not only the historical expert and curator of the collection, you are, together obviously with Mr. Perridon, the reason that we have this car and the whole one-off solitaire program from Bugatti.
Yeah. So we actually, Mr. Perridon and me, we developed the concept, and then we asked Bugatti to make us a special one-off for Mr. Perridon, and that's where this creation is coming from.
I mean, it truly is an absolute masterpiece. But what is more interesting is that this actually started over here.
Yeah. It started with this horse. It's a Hypercars Brouillard, and made by Paul Trubetskoy, and that was the inspiration for the car.
So this is Ettore on his horse.
Yeah,
and
his favorite horse.
It was called Brouillard.
Brouillard, yeah, and it means fog. So they always say they are the race horses of the road, and that's why we get this inspiration for the car. Now you see the lines of the car.
Yeah.
It's similar to the muscles of the horse.
Okay.
See, for example, the rims, they have the horseshoe grills into it.
Right.
And when we walk to the back, also the 6 exhausts are similar to the Atalante.
Yes.
And they had 6 pipes next to each other. Facundo did it a little bit different, but refer to the 6 pipes,
Yeah.
to the 6 exhausts. And it has the same tail actually as the Profile.
And you told me you came up with the concept for the car?
We proposed the story, and first they refused, and then they came back. Hendrik called us. Then Facundo started with the design process.
So you came up with the concept, and Bugatti came up with the actual design.
First they came up with a prototype.
Yes.
So that took another 6 months, I think. And then we could see the prototype for the first time. It didn't have the color.
But it was a actual size full prototype.
Yeah. So from there we started together with Bugatti. We started to design from step to step. So we started with interior. We choose for the horsehair. We chose the color.
Did you actually propose ideas for color, for the design, or was it always ideas?
We had the choice between 3 colors. It was a gray one, it was a silver one, and the green one.
That's very interesting because, I mean, you guys went for the green on the Brouillard.
Yeah.
Even though the inspiration came from the horse, and the horse was gray.
Yeah. And that has a logic reason, because the Elsass has the wine route. So actually that are the leaves that are on the hills of the wine route, and that is that green. And there is no green Bugatti.
And oh, that's a very good point. You guys wanted to make sure you have a one of one.
One of one.
And this whole process, the moment you came up with the concept, the proposition of the concept to Bugatti, until we have the finished one-of-one Brouillard. How long did it actually take?
2 small 3 years. End of 2026 it will be
End of 26
Yeah.
will gonna be the delivery. Okay, very excited to see the real car then.
Yeah.
But speaking about new deliveries, there's something else that is actually going to be delivered quite soon, right? I think it's right behind you.
Yeah, the Bugatti Tourbillon.
Yes, Tourbillon. So obviously it's the successor of the Chiron,
Yeah.
and there's quite a few things that are very, very special about this car. First of all, we don't have a W16 anymore.
No. It's V16 versus 900 Newton meters. So it's actually a hybrid, and the engine is much more front.
Okay, but is it still a mid-engine setup?
Yeah.
And Tourbillon, the inspiration came from the actual watch.
Yeah.
Something else that I find very interesting is we have a straight line going over the whole car, and what's funny is it's continued on the windshield by the wind wiper.
Yeah, and actually that's why it's allowed, because it moves. But actually split window nowadays is not allowed anymore.
So that's why, that's the only way to make it possible.
They used the line of the Atlantic, but because this is a moving part, they were allowed to do this.
Smart. All right. So let's have a look inside.
Okay, the beautiful of the steering wheel is that the clocks are staying settled, but you can turn the wheel.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter where the wheel is, the clock mechanism always stays centered.
Always stays there. Shall I show you the first Bugatti Mr. Perridon ever built?
That's actually a very good idea. Let's do that.
Absolutely loved the insights Jörg gave us here on the process of designing your own one-of-one car with Bugatti, something extremely unique. But for now, we have to head outside to take a look at some other very unique Bugatti Veyrons.
All right, and there we are. This is the trio of the Veyrons.
Yes. The cars with the most mileage on the clock.
Have they? This is the first one you bought, right?
Yeah, this was the first one you bought.
How much mileage does it have on?
Whoa, 46,000 kilometers.
Bought it more than 10 years, the most kilometers on it.
It's the OG Veyron W16 8-liter engine, right?
Yeah.
Quad turbo, 1,001 horsepower?
Yeah, absolutely.
Top speed?
Top speed around 400 kilometers an hour. 407 limited.
And with the key you could go faster?
Yeah, you can go fast.
Okay, with the special key.
Yeah.
Well, he bought this one first.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he bought
the Grand Sport.
The Grand Sport.
Actually, from the Veyron till the Bolide, it's the same engine.
Always the W16.
Always the same engine, always W16, 8-liter quad turbo. Only the content of the engine becomes bigger.
Okay. That's why this one has got a bit more horsepower, for example.
Yeah.
That's the
Grand Sport Vitesse.
Yes.
Grand Sport Vitesse has 1200 horsepower and it's full carbon, and it's done in the colors of the world record.
Yes.
So
they set the world record of the fastest cabrio
in the days.
Back in the days. There we go. So that's the third one he actually bought. We forgot to mention on the Grand Sport, how much mileage does this one have?
37,000 and 38,000 kilometers.
Oh wow, so he actually drives his car.
This is his favorite drivable car.
Okay, so, that's why it has the most mileage.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What an absolute beauty of a machine. Love it. And it's done in the colors of the world record, as you said. We will see that a bit later, I think, on the Chiron 300 Plus.
Chiron 300 Plus. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Although all have a carbon monocoque and carbon body panels, the Vitesse is actually 100 kg heavier than the regular Veyron. The difference in top speed comes from the aero upgrades and the extra 200 horsepower.
This is the famous world record colorway, right?
The colors black and orange are the world record colors at Bugatti. So each car where they drove a record with, they design it in the black and orange.
Shall we move on to the next one that they created? You think we can take this one for a ride? Keep watching, because maybe one record breaker is not enough. Speaking of world records, that is the other one.
That is the ultimate.
That is probably the ultimate one, right?
It will. I think there will not become a more quicker car than this.
This is the Bugatti Chiron 300 Plus. We are talking about 490 kilometers an hour or more than 300 miles an hour. It has a unique long-tail design for aerodynamic reasons and was driven by the legendary Andy Wallace up to 490 kilometers an hour. Back then, that was the ultimate high-speed record. I told you guys we would take them out.
What an amazing piece of machinery. I would love
Yeah.
to dwell on it a little bit longer, but I can see some very interesting stuff over there. So what is it?
Yeah, there are actually our classics. There are 28 classics from 1912 till 47.
Good. I mean,
Right.
even if you're not the biggest Bugatti fan, just by looking at this, you probably can tell Bugatti blue is a thing.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Wow, love the color.
You know where it's coming from?
I actually thought it's coming from, was it related to Tour de France?
No. It was Barbara Bugatti, the wife of Ettore Bugatti.
Yeah.
She smoked Gouache cigarette.
Gaulois cigarettes.
Yeah,
The
and
blue
the
one.
blue of the Gouache cigarette is actually the blue of Bugatti.
Wow, that's an insane story. What about this beauty here? I mean,
Yeah.
the shape is very, very unique, right?
Yeah, this is we call it the tank. It's 57G, and it drove Le Mans with Jean-Pierre Wimille, and it is a unique car. And we drove it also on the ice in St.
In
Moritz.
St. Moritz,
Yeah.
right, okay. I think I actually saw that, to be very honest. What type of engine do we have under this?
Here it's a twin engine, and it's 8-cylinder. Yeah, it was especially also the aerodynamics
Yes.
was created by Jean Bugatti to have at last resistant as possible.
Yes, but I think this one and this one, which is also a tank, right?
And that's also a tank, only that's the 32,
Uh-huh.
and this is 57G.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as I remember, there were some issues with the
Yeah,
aerodynamics,
yeah.
right? It was not exactly the most successful race car.
no.
What was it about?
The problem was actually it was too low, so when the wind came under it, it literally lifts up.
It created some lift. Yeah, that's not what you want on a
No,
race
no,
car,
no,
right?
no,
You
no.
want the opposite. What about this one,
Yeah, this Type 35C,
which is the most successful?
that is the most successful. He won 501 victories with Type 35.
The most
Only there
successful-
are multiple 35s.
Yeah.
So this is one with a compressor.
Mm-hmm.
You also had one without a compressor. Then you had the version that was specially made for the track. This one is made for the hill climbs.
For the hill climbs.
Yeah. So it has a double inline 8.
Double inline 8.
Yes. It's really special because the problem is you also have to synchronize the blocks. Yeah.
Yes. You need to make sure both blocks run simultaneously.
are turning on the same speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's insane. Very beautiful one. Stuart, the quickest Bugatti that we have is the 300 Plus, but I think this might be the slowest. Am I right?
I mean, you're absolutely right. This is the Type 30, chassis number 442. This is the fourth oldest Bugatti ever built. It only drives 40 kilometers an hour. And you can also see the old radiator form. So it's a square form. And
It's not the typical horseshoe
No,
form, right?
exactly.
Okay.
And that's coming from the old employer of Ettore Bugatti, when he was still not autonomous.
Okay.
And this funny, I have a picture of this car where Roland Bugatti, the youngest son of Ettore Bugatti, was sitting in this specific car.
All right, this looks a bit different. This is actually the holy grail of the old Bugatti.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This is the Jean Bugatti Roadster and Type 55. And this was the car where Jean Bugatti became famous with. And Jean Bugatti added the aerodynamics to the Bugatti company.
That's why you have this shape.
Nice
for the
lines.
Okay.
And Ettore Bugatti was really a pragmatist. So it functioned, so it was good.
Okay, it was all about functionality.
Aesthetics was less important.
Well, but looking at it right now, I would say it's quite aesthetic.
Yeah, no, and Jean Bugatti so added actually the aesthetics to Bugatti.
Still counting? Let's speed this up.
All right, this seems like a very special one, sir. Shape-wise, very similar to the one before.
Yeah, this is Type 30, and it was a car personally owned by David Sewell. And yeah, it has a very unique shape.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it looks like a riverboat.
Yeah. And especially Bugatti in his early days, he used a lot of boat tails. So also canoe tails to experiment with the first aerodynamics. So yeah, and the combination of wood with the boat tail, that is very unique.
Yeah, it looks very unique. What also seems to be very unique is, am I right? Is it the temperature?
Yeah.
That's placed on top of the radiator as a hood ornament?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
You can, from out of the driver's seat, you can watch your radiator if it's boiling or not, because
it says freezing, cool, in white, normal in green, and boiling in red.
Yeah, and with boiling you have a big problem.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
And on a warm day, especially, then you have extra heat, so that's why you want to control it from the driver's seat.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Nice, beautiful one. Okay. Let's head over to the next side, because I can see there's a couple of special cars there.
Yeah.
Definitely need to talk about those. All right, so this is a very special collection, because these are 3 57s, am I right?
Yeah, you're right. And this is a very special one. This is the Type 57 Atalante fastback.
Okay.
And actually why it was named like this, because the Atalante is not a fastback. A fastback means that it goes from the roof until the bumper.
Yes, it's
In
a
one
one
line.
smooth line. Yeah, get that. I love it.
Came over out of Australia, so we not brought it from America, but we bought it from Australia. We get it back here. Atalante fastback, so it has a really bit of special design.
Yeah.
It has a little S instead of
fastback.
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful. So guys, I said I'd reveal the previous owner of the Type 57. It's a famous Hollywood actor, and he prefers doing all his stunt driving himself, especially when it comes to Eleanor. Can you guess? Let's go check the papers.
Yeah, and we even got registration with it.
All the papers, everything.
Yeah.
Can I actually have a look?
Yeah. What is a very nice detail also, it has the moustache bumper.
Yeah, it's nice.
So,
Sean, just a second. It says Nicolas Cage, previous owner. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
There's more in this collection that we haven't shown you yet. Should we? Comments decide.
Wow, Sir, what an insane collection. And thank you very much for having us and for giving us the opportunity to actually look at the biggest private Bugatti collection in the world. It's insane. So big thanks to you.
Thank you, man.
Big thanks also to Mr. Perridon for giving us the opportunity to be the first to actually reveal this in this beautiful surrounding. I would love to stay longer. I would love to have a coffee with you. I actually got, I got something I need to catch up to.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, man.
Thanks for watching, guys. Follow for more one-off reveals down here, and stick around because our next one-off takes us to a collection of 200 super sport cars and a private macro.